Beyonce just dropped an album.
No.
What do you
know?
They called them cheerleaders. I was like, where were the pom-poms?
I'm sorry, like, if this is weird to y'all, but it's Twilight. Like, do you
To this
see what
day.
I'm seeing? To this day.
When a fangirl is speaking about her number one topic, you never
don't.
ask her how she knows or
Please.
if it's valid.
Because I know
you were
why
there.
I
No.
know.
Fangirl Central. Fangirl Central.
Oh my God. I'm bubbling with excitement.
We have a fantastic episode for you guys today.
Oh my God. You guys, in the studio right now is the woman who is singing the theme song.
Singer,
Wrote
songwriter.
the theme song, sang the theme song, has her own songs, produces for other people.
Voice of an angel.
We went to high school with her and middle school and lower school.
Grew up with this voice.
Grew up with her.
a powerhouse.
A powerhouse, a Beyonce fan, Amber Olivia.
Here she is.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yes, we're so happy you're here.
Two Ambers.
Oh yes,
Two
Amber
Ambers.
squared.
Amber squared.
When I was a child and I passed you in the hallway and you said, "Hey Amber," and I said, "Hey Amber" back, I always felt very cool.
Because we are the coolest.
Yes.
Ambers are the coolest.
We are
Specifically, black ambers.
specifically Black Ambers.
Can I say that?
Yes.
No, yes.
Black.
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 Let's flash your t-shirt
Mm-hmm.
to that camera there. Oh,
Cam 3.
cam 3,
There she goes.
cam 2.
Mm-hmm.
All the cams get it.
Oh my gosh, look at her.
And who is that?
It's Beyonce. Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter
Say that.
the first.
Say Beyonce. She's so crazy.
Oh my
She's
God.
just smiling so big and dancing. Say Beyonce. Oh my
Kelly and
gosh.
Michelle
Says it
like,
like 4
hello.
times. Amber showed that to me right before this recording.
bruh.
I was like, what are you saying? And she was like, look it up. Just look up Say Beyonce. She's smiling so big. Smiling so big.
Because she is the moment.
She
She
knows.
actually
who
Even
she
in
is.
Destiny's Child,
Yeah.
even in Girls' Time, the group before Destiny's Child.
Oh my God, speak about it.
Oh,
She's been the moment.
She has
literally-
a beautiful smile.
Okay,
She does.
Like I feel like I don't know. I feel like we were watching Homecoming last night, and whenever she was like laughing and smiling on stage, I was like, I feel like I see her giving such a fierce look all the time. Her smile is very beautiful. It's very like you can't look away.
Okay.
No, you can't.
So this might seem weird,
Mhm.
but I used to, before Instagram, you used to go on people.com to look at the celebrities, right?
Mm.
And I would always go look at Beyonce, like no other celebrity.
Mhm.
And I would just like click through, I would get home from school, look at pictures of Beyonce, and then I'm like asking my aunt, I'm like, why can't I stop looking at her? Like, what is it about
What
her
is that?
face? And my aunt so simply was like, she's pretty. Duh. Beyonce is pretty.
She's pretty.
Not only is she pretty, she's beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
I feel yes.
She's vibrant.
And then it's like from the inside out, like we know she's a boss, she handles her business, but I do think that she is a genuinely good person.
Mhm.
And it makes her, when you see her smile, it's just like a light from the inside of her,
It's such a light.
projecting
Her
and
voice.
manifesting.
Her talking voice is so like calming too. This woman, I'm just like, who are you?
It's
And
like-
why are you like otherworldly?
Otherworldly.
She-
that is the answer.
She
Okay.
speaks with such. Sorry, I have to say this.
No.
She speaks with like such like determination, but it's like soft but strong. I don't
It's
know.
like she takes up space when she talks, but you want to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it's also because of the tone of her voice. Like I try to be like Beyonce, you know what I
There it
mean?
is.
And
There it
and you
is.
know, I want people to listen to me like they listen to Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
Because she just has that natural
It's
draw.
like a gravitas.
Yeah.
Like you literally, you have to
I'm gonna
listen to her.
Google that.
And also
Yeah.
like it's a
Pause.
spell. It's
It's
like
time to
it's
pause.
a spell. It's like ancient black
Magic.
motherhood.
Yeah.
Speak on it.
Yeah.
Like and southern. Like also the fact that she's like southern
She has that
Houston
southern twang.
woman. Like
Oh my God.
There, when you talk about Beyonce's voice, you have to talk about Beyonce in Destiny's Child. I think there was a difference between Beyonce's voice in the 90s and then the early 2000s.
okay.
When she became a solo artist, by B-Day, by like 2006 era,
Mhm.
I feel like she was speaking how she speaks now, like what we know Beyonce to be. But I feel like when she first came out, she was a country girl.
Yeah.
Like those Destiny's Child girls were country.
Yeah.
Country. But
Yeah,
they
I've
were
seen
so
some old
talented and they were raw,
Yeah.
but they were country.
Yeah.
And
They
so
really
you listen
were.
to those like, yeah, it's an interview of Beyonce. She's 16. She's like, and I'm 16 years old and I just want to, I mean, not
Oh
like
my
that.
goodness,
But she sounds so
like Southern.
so young and Southern. Like she definitely has like matured. We've watched her grown up. She's grown up with us. I grew up with her. But like, yeah, there's definitely like when Beyonce was getting media training and then Beyonce before
absolutely.
that. But
yeah.
I love both.
That interview
Yeah.
of them when people are like, they're so high in this interview, when they're like, what animal would you be like?
She
And
really
it
was just worked to death.
Michelle, no, yeah, they were
Yeah,
just
she
like,
was
they were
tired.
just fucking delirious.
Yes.
Like they had been probably in back to back interviews since like 6 a.m.
Mhm.
But I literally will never forget how Michelle's like, I would be a Black Panther. I would rock.
because when they walk their
When they
back,
walk their back.
like
Beyonce was like, I'd be a whale.
I'd be a whale.
I'd be a whale.
I love whales since I was a little girl.
I love whales since I was a little girl. I can't believe we're sitting here talking about Beyonce because I have so much to say. Because
Yeah.
we just watched Homecoming
Yes.
yesterday in preparation for this.
Gosh, I would have done the same thing if I knew.
I-
Like I'm always my For You page is Beyonce.
I
so.
literally had not seen Homecoming all the way through.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
I was transcendent.
Come on, let's talk about it.
Oh my
There was a
God.
moment when Destiny's Child, the silhouettes came out. It was
Mhm.
like I
You
was
just knew.
already in it,
I
but
was
then when
vibrating.
they
I was like,
came up, me and Amber stood up together, like unplanned, stood up and stood for the rest of the concert.
Yeah.
the silhouettes.
The silhouettes.
I just felt like I was in the audience.
And the sisterhood, let's talk about how they have maintained that sisterhood in a way that other girl groups, when they have beef and like they break up and it's like, oh, we all hate each other and it's catty and stuff. I love the power of the Black female sisterhood of those Destiny Child members.
They, I think, have worked through some things, but especially the main three, Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle.
Yes.
One thing I love about Beyonce is just from a young age, she always knew that she was setting a standard. She always talks about like, and we're doing this so that other artists can know that it's okay to break off and be solo and still have a friendship and come back and work together because, you know, they all did solo projects and then they came back
Right.
for another album, which is like
Oh.
not really heard of. And they
Yeah.
all were very successful. Beyonce with Crazy in Love,
Yeah.
Kelly and Nelly with Dilemma.
Yeah.
That was a big, big song.
Yeah.
She has
Actually-
hits.
And Crazy in Love, I think, was supposed to come out before Dilemma, but Dilemma did so good that they just waited like another year for Crazy in Love to
Wow.
let Kelly have her moment.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
that's thoughtful. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yes.
mean? That's
Yes.
deeper than business. That's
That's
sisterhood,
right.
friendship,
Yeah.
and we
Mhm.
still see that today.
I want to get more into Homecoming, and I need to hear about Renaissance because
Okay.
we didn't
Yeah.
go to
Yes.
Renaissance. But I want to ask you, what is your first memory of Beyonce?
My first memory of Beyonce is Destiny's Child.
Okay.
It's Say My Name. I think I
Mhm.
just remember seeing the video, truly. I think I just was like 3 years old.
I love that video.
And
Oh
I
my
saw just the colors and the blackness and the singing. It was just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
this is it.
yeah.
And then Survivor. I mean, I just
Mhm.
remember that era of my life. Me and my two cousins, we were Beyonce, Michelle, and Kelly. We were.
yes.
It's just like you wanted to be them.
Mm-hmm.
You were inspired by them. And then when I saw Crazy in Love, when I saw her in the intro of that music video, I remember I was in Atlanta with my
Whoa.
mother.
Okay, speak about it.
And we were in a hotel because it was like my first time on a plane, my first time traveling, and we were in the hotel and the Crazy in Love video came on the TV, and
Oh my
I
God.
was like,
What's this?
I was transformed in that moment to
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
And so then the rest of the trip, I was doing all the dances and like I told my mom I wanted to perform Bootylicious at talent show.
Imagine.
So Beyonce, when I saw Destiny's Child and Beyonce, it just made me want to be a performer. It made
Yeah.
me want to be them. It made me want to be like, go to my cousins and be like, we have to learn this routine. Like we just have to.
Yes.
I don't know
Yeah.
what you're doing, but we're gonna learn this and we're
Get
gonna
up.
perform.
Oh my God.
Get up
I
off
don't
your
care that it's
ass.
Christmas. Come on, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Every single one of those singles was a moment, like a huge cultural moment. Like I
Yes.
remember when
5 singles.
Like
Off one album.
Like, that's a lot.
sorry. That's
a lot.
A lot. That's a lot of music videos. That's a lot of visuals. That's a lot of choreo. That's a lot of marketing power. Like, and rehearsing and
All for her record company. When she finished the album, she showed them those same 5 songs that we all know and love, and they said none of them were a hit. They told her that.
okay.
They told her that.
Okay.
And so it's like you're as a Black woman, you know, you're supposed to have a team that supports you, and we all know it's not always the case.
No.
But it's also the resilience for me. It's the fact that people were talking about her being a bad person for falling out with the other 2 members and her making Survivor.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is
That's
how you
right.
handle things. You just rise above it. Like she just
I feel
song,
like
Survivor gives me chills at the end.
but I feel like also people were like underestimating her. Like they were like bitter about her being a star or
Successful.
talented. Like I remember seeing like some magazine that was a review of Crazy in Love, and it was like, she's no Ashanti.
girl.
Like,
Why-
I'm sorry, who?
Why?
Literally, sorry, 2023, who?
Exactly.
Right.
I'm sorry. You're
no
right.
shade, but
Right.
No. But and so in their defense, I guess Ashanti was really big back then.
yeah,
She
she was.
But people just weren't ready for Beyonce. That's
You-
literally all I have to
You,
say.
Yeah.
and you
They
can't.
just weren't ready.
Oh,
No,
just
and-
another Black woman. So she's just exactly the same as Ashanti.
Yeah,
Mhm.
what-
Putting them
like-
against each other.
Right.
them
That's
against each
the
other.
first critique. It's just like the other Black woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Who's
I
better?
And they
Yeah.
keep doing that. They've done it forever. Like they
They still
kept
do
doing
it.
with Beyonce. They've done it with Beyonce, with Rihanna, with Nicki Minaj, like all these different people that like make music that's not like her at all.
Right.
And also, literally, she's one of one. Like
She's the
number
only
one.
one.
I'm sorry, I
Yes.
don't. There is no other Beyonce. There will be no.
No.
Say Beyonce. Like
Say Beyonce.
you have to.
Yeah.
It baffles me how. I mean, I guess it doesn't, because I feel like everyone who is that great does get underestimated, because you literally cannot estimate how high she will go.
Right.
It was impossible to do that at the time.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Destiny's Child was huge.
Huge.
Her father was their manager, right? Like
yeah.
he's literally like the architect of all their rehearsal schedule, their like hard work ethic.
And Beyonce really credits him. I love how I'm speaking for her, but literally, I
Tell
watch so
us.
much of her.
Yes.
But
Speak
Beyonce
on it.
credits her father a lot for the work ethic that she has,
Mm-hmm.
because she started out in the girl group Girls Time, which turned into Destiny's Child when she was 9 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I look at the kids that I teach, like in my after school program, and I'm like, you ain't no Beyonce. Okay, some kids are just born with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it goes back to my other comment. It's like she always knew. And that's something that I love that my parents do too, you know, just having that confidence built in you, because her parents, I mean, I know she's self-managed now, but her parents are still a big part of her life.
Yeah.
And they still are around her. She's
Yeah.
still, I think that's also what has made her so great, is she's been grounded.
Yeah.
There are times where she was in Destiny's Child, she'll talk about like her mama slapping her because she got too
too
big-headed,
sassy.
you know? But she
Uh-huh.
was like 17 and she was a superstar. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
she wants to like sing her hot radio hits while her mom's talking to her. Girl, she got smacked.
Yeah.
Okay? Like,
Yeah.
it's not the same. And yeah, I don't want to speak on every other child star, but you know, you just see how sometimes they turn out. And it's really unfortunate that they're surrounded by people that just want money from them.
And we're not looking out for them. Like
We're not looking
genuinely.
out for them. So
Yeah.
I think a big credit to Beyonce's success is because of her family, her love for her
Absolutely.
family. And then just like even now with like the Renaissance, it still goes back to family and Uncle Johnny and where
Yep.
she came from. I just think, you can learn so much from that woman.
Yeah, you can tell she has like a support system of people like actually looking out
Yeah.
for her. Like it's because also we were watching Homecoming and she was talking about how like rough her last pregnancy was, and that's just something that I didn't know anything about. That I don't know why people aren't talking about that. Yeah, she just had like Jay-Z, like helping her get back to it, and like I don't know, the footage was just very heartwarming to see of like seeing her being like, I did have to work very hard
Yeah.
to do this show. Like I'm tired.
She's
Yeah.
also the
And then she
rehearsal
said-
process.
She said, I pushed myself too far and I won't do that again.
I'm happy for her because parts of that documentary really do make me sad to see how much she restricted herself to get her body back in the shape to perform. I feel like it's partly our fault. We put so much pressure on these Black women, artists in general, but we really put a lot of pressure on Black women in general to bounce back. You know, like what waist, you know, like everything has to be so perfect. And Beyonce is a perfectionist, but I'm just glad that she showed that. She was very vulnerable, but she also, like you said, was like, I'm not going to do that again.
Right. And that's taking care of yourself, to know that you push yourself too far and
admitting it
and realizing for what it was not for myself.
Yeah. It was, and it's a balance though too, because I really admire her dedication to rehearsal. Like for me, I find rehearsing so difficult. And what she said when she was like, people hate rehearsing because they don't like looking stupid and looking whack and looking awkward. And seeing her like seeing Beyonce mess up dance moves, I was like, girl, get your ass into the dance studio and rehearse over and over again, because that's the only way it's gonna work.
That's so true. I don't like looking goofy. Like I get so frustrated when I'm rehearsing and I'm not doing it right. I'm like, okay, what is it? What am I missing? It's just like, do it again.
Just do it again.
Just do it again.
Just do it again. She was in rehearsal for 4 months, vocal only, then 4 months choreo with the vocals.
But it's necessary. She knows. I mean, her dad had her running and singing at the age of 9. So she's just, I mean, and, you know, I went to school and a lot of the original female band members, some of them that performed at Homecoming, but also a lot of them that were on her B-Day tour. They came and they were telling us how they would have like 8-hour rehearsals on one song.
Oof.
Because she practiced every single thing down to where her arm was going to go, what she was going to say. Everything was rehearsed so that if anything went wrong, she knew just how to pop back into it because she knew the show. And nobody knows the show better than the boss. And I think that's so important, to have a leader that's, you're tired, but you look over and you see Beyonce going hard. What you look like going to sleep. And then they would also say, like, they would be getting texts like, rehearsal would end at 2 a.m. and they'd be on the way to the bus, back basically in bed, and Beyonce would be like, I need to see everybody because I want to see how these outfits are going to look in these lights.
Oh my
God.
Like, oh my God.
Just the non-stop work ethic. It's something that I idolize, but then when you're in the position, like yesterday, I was recording my voice and I was having a hard time staying on key because I was trying not to sing with auto-tune. And it's like, keep trying, just look at the tuner and hit the note. And I'm just like, I'm tired of this, grandpa. Like, I don't want to do it. I literally started getting a headache because I'm tired of breathing and like, I just want to sleep. I really do. But then, you know, you listen to the track and you're like, well, I need to keep practicing, you know? And so it's just a good reminder to know that you do have to look awkward. And you do have to get over that or else you're going to be looking like crazy.
I mean, for all the time. You have to you have to keep doing it so you stop looking like that.
When we were on the dance team together in high school.
Oh, yes.
I hated dance practice.
Oh my God.
I literally hated it with every fiber of my being. But I love nothing more than being on stage and hitting the moves and people cheering.
I feel
like
that so much.
Literally, it's like, girl, if you want that, then you have to have
Thank you for saying that.
this woman yelling at you to do it over and over again, full out.
Full out.
Like literally full out all the way through, and then we don't even get a break. And we're doing it right again. Do it again.
And it better be better energy.
Do it again. And
and you do know the show. Like for you to know the show, you can then add in a little flair and be comfortable doing that because it won't throw you off for the rest of the show.
Muscle memory is everything.
Just
going out over and over and over in muscle memory, and there was one point where she was like, it's not even, these moves are not difficult. They're not complex. It's all about attitude.
That's what I was
but
just
I
about to
can't
say.
give the attitude if I don't have the confidence. And she was like relearning her confidence in who she was.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I've never related to something so hard.
Me too. And sometimes having the confidence is just having the knowledge of what you want it to be.
Yes.
Just like you have to be confident in what you want to give.
I've always had to work hard.
Mm-hmm.
I've always had talent. I've always like wanted to be on stage, like you said, but I've always had to work really hard for it.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I was growing up, my mom would be like helping me practice lines like, okay, how are you going to sing this line? It has to be different. And you can't do anything you've ever done before. And I was raised, I love Beyonce, so my mom always used her as okay, well, do you think Beyonce's tired? What do you think? And I just like,
Yeah,
can you
he's like,
stop?
"Don't be-"
Can you stop making so much sense right now?
Yeah.
Because you're hurting my feelings. But
Yeah.
like, it's necessary. The times when I feel the most prepared, it's those times where I know what line I'm gonna do a look on and who I'm like, what eyebrow is gonna raise. But you just have this confidence when you are prepared like that.
Yes.
And there have been
Yes.
times when I'm not prepared.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just
worst.
like, ugh.
It is the
It's-
You just
worst.
wanna
It's
melt.
such a like low feeling coming off that stage when you're like, I didn't do that right.
And what I love about Beyonce is that she studies herself. Like for the Renaissance tour, there were fans noticed that there were different shows that had different things, different elements, different positioning, different lights, different camera work. But that's because that lady, still those stories from 2006 still ring true, because interviews I've read of people that worked on that tour, they say 2 a.m. she's texting us talking about notes that she wants to incorporate in the next show.
Yes.
You know, just like, but that's why she's untouchable.
Because she's working just
She's
as hard as
working.
she's asking everyone else to.
Absolutely.
I feel that because the attention to detail, it's the Virgo in her. Because Amber's a
I'm a Virgo.
double Virgo. She's
I'm
a Gemini Virgo. And it
Mhm.
manifests.
That's
It's
what I
like, because you're a Gemini Virgo, like you like sometimes over explain because you want people to understand what you mean. And like,
Yeah.
I can literally see how much attention to detail Beyonce has and how like nothing slips through the cracks. It's
Nothing.
it is admirable.
Yeah,
like
it
in
is.
like creating shows like our Disney Vortex show that Amber was in.
Oh yes.
Yes.
As a cheetah girl.
Yes.
Like we like the rehearsal is a privilege, is what I have learned, because we did that show
That's right.
completely independently. Like we did not have as much rehearsal time. When you're doing a show, you need to be in rehearsals like 8 hours a day,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
for at least
4
a
months.
month.
Like Beyonce.
No, literally for like
I
when
mean,
we had play practice
went
rehearsals, we would
after
go
school.
after school every single day.
It
For
was
3
drilled
to
into
4
us.
hours.
Yeah.
So it's like we have full-time jobs. This is not paying us. Like rehearsal time is privilege, and watching Homecoming and watching Beyonce rehearse like that, I'm like, this is how I want to do the show. Like
Mhm.
I don't want to do a show unless we have been given some type of grant, we've been given some type of rehearsal time.
Like
Just
yes.
the privilege of being able to create a show
Yeah.
the way you want it to. Watching her do it, I'm like, oh, so it's possible.
Yeah.
Ambition is possible. You just have to literally put in the work.
Yeah. And you have
Day
to,
after day.
Ooh, so I went to church earlier, so I'm gonna say a word
say
that
it.
reminds me of that.
Okay.
But you
Alright.
have to plant seeds too. And you can't expect the harvest to come right away. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's something else that I have to, like, I can't just practice singing 5 minutes on Monday and then Tuesday be mad that it doesn't sound good.
Right.
I have to plant the seed of practicing consistently for
Patience.
knowing me, I have to do it for 2 weeks straight, at least.
Okay.
2 weeks straight. And I really have to give myself 15 to 30 minutes and really be meticulous and record myself and tear myself up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To have a harvest 2 weeks later and maybe sound okay.
Yes.
And maybe be confident that I'm going
Yeah.
to hit that note. You
And
know
not
what I
be
mean?
afraid that just because it doesn't sound right the first time, it will
Yeah.
never sound right. Like
You have to be, yes, you have to be also truthful in how long the process will be so that you don't get frustrated with yourself when it's not ready by the end of the week. Like, like when I need to schedule something out, I'm like, really realistically, how long is this going to take me? and put cushion time around it. So I don't get frustrated because I'm not patient.
Yeah.
I'm an impatient person. And so if I tell myself I'm going to do something and I don't tell myself how long it's going to take, I'm going to be like, why isn't it done?
Yeah. And then you beat yourself up.
Yes, it's like that's my fault because I didn't do it fast enough. But it's like, well, just give yourself realistic time so you don't get so frustrated with yourself.
Beyonce gave herself 4 months. You said to practice just the voice.
Yes, and then 4 more months to do it with choreo.
Yes.
Like
That stuff is ingrained in her.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, no
Break it down if you
wonder
need
this
to.
performance is so
8
seamless.
months.
And the first time they went from the yellow costumes to the pink, and it was so seamless. I literally
Chills.
gasped.
Yeah.
Like I almost choked.
That's the work.
I was like, and they look exactly the same.
Yeah.
And just for one split moment, all that 8 months of work just for it to look good on that one part.
Just literally Coachella.
That's what it takes.
Yeah.
Like 2 performances.
2 performances.
4 months for 2
It
performances.
was so
but
good.
it was an ambitious. That was a show.
seamless.
She was the first Black woman to ever headline Coachella. She had to show us.
Oh
She
my
had-
God.
She said Black women.
Yeah.
She was
Nobody
the
got
first
time.
She
black
said-
headliner.
She said,
Period.
ain't that a
Not
bitch?
only that.
Ain't that about a bitch? That's what she said after she said it on stage. And I was like, wow.
Then she sang the national anthem, the Negro.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah. Okay, also
It
for
was
her to be
so
talking about how
beautiful.
she really wanted to go to HBCU, like that is something where I'm like, this is Beyonce speaking. And yes, she means, I know she means a lot to Black people, but she has also gotten into the white mainstream. Like, white people love Beyonce.
This is true.
Like, a lot of white people love Beyonce. So for her to be, like, telling these white people about HBCUs and, like, how, like, we need to protect it, like, it's just like she was, I don't know. She has a bunch of eyes on her.
A
It's
lot of
just
people
interesting.
didn't even understand what that Coachella performance meant.
Exactly.
When I went
I'm like, what does this mean to y'all?
Because I was still in college and I had
Yeah.
a lot of white men that were at my school talking about, what was she, like a cheerleader? And I was just like,
like, you don't know. So, like, go
But
watch
just
the
the fact-
documentary.
just the fact that Beyonce put it out in front of everybody,
Yes.
to have people questioning it, you gotta appreciate her for
yeah.
that. I
And the
think-
Black Panther thing on for the Super Bowl, too. Like,
I was
did
just about
that.
to say that.
She's
That
always
was the
doing it.
moment people started wanting to boycott Beyonce.
Yes.
When
And she said, it's too late.
she
You've already
used
given me
that
all the power.
Malcolm X quote. The most, what is it? The most hated
woman in
Woman-
America. The
person
most
in
hated
America
person in America is a black, woman.
Do you hear me?
Oh, my fucking God.
She said that at the NFL. Do you know how many Black people work in the NFL? Probably like, I don't know. I'm not going to misquote. But girl, it's a lot of white people signing them
Yes.
checks.
Yes.
And she came in there with the beret, the
With the Black
Panther.
Panthers, they were so mad at
Do
the
you hear me?
Super Bowl.
She had the police turned around. They didn't even want to watch her.
I
I
mean,
was just like,
I'm getting chills.
I mean,
me
just
too.
like, I'm
I'm
getting
popping my
chills.
neck like
Like and she said, "You can't stop me. All of you got me here. It's too damn
Lemonade,
late."
when Lemonade dropped,
Come
like
on.
that entire album, like I was like, oh, Beyonce is for Black
The
people.
people.
Yes.
Like she is for the people.
Oh my God.
I started crying. She had a Maya Angelou quote in home at the end of Homecoming. I was sobbing. Like she is not only a lyricist and a singer and like genius and amazing, but she also like incorporates the words of our people into
Yes.
her music and into her persona. Like she
like, you have
isn't
to listen to it.
she is not like whitewashing anything.
Nope.
She is not whitewashing anything to be palatable for people.
Mhm.
Like she is using Malcolm X and Maya Angelou and Black Panther rhetoric.
Yes, like
in her performances.
I think the reason why I brought it up, like that white people were watching Homecoming too, is because I listen to Beyonce and just I never think about white people when I'm listening to Beyonce.
Me neither.
I don't think
especially
about them.
Renaissance.
Right. Like, I'm just like, what are you, like, and I know that white people, like, I have white friends who went to the Renaissance tour, and I'm just like, you like this?
Mm-hmm.
And what is it doing for you? How is it, genuinely, how is it empowering you? I want to know, because I know how it's empowering me as a Black, queer, like, kind of gender fluid type of person.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm just interested. I'm just interested in what you applying it to.
especially with Homecoming, like they were stepping. They were stepping
Yeah.
on that stage.
HBCU steps.
Yes.
Stepping. Like I've had white people be like, "What's stepping?" And I'm like, look at this.
They called them cheerleaders. I was like, where were the pom-poms?
Where are the pom-poms?
Where was the football team?
Cheerleaders?
What are you talking about?
What happened?
Don't ever in your life disrespect.
Stepping.
It's called stepping.
Cheerleaders.
I was like, what?
Have you seen a cheerleader do that?
Have you ever
Like,
seen
have
a
you ever
cheerleader
seen
look like that? Be so for real.
There were no pom-poms.
There were no
actually.
pom-poms.
There were none.
No.
There were
It was black excellence.
batons.
Yeah.
There were batons.
There were batons.
There were drums.
It's called majoretting.
Mhm.
That was a majorette.
That was a majorette.
Oh, it
All
was.
the
it
amount
was
of talent,
culture.
the amount of talent.
It's
on
a lot
the
of
stage,
culture on the
like,
So
stage.
much swag.
yes.
Like I just can't even imagine being on stage next to Beyonce. Like
Yeah.
I can't.
Looking at the
imagine that.
individual faces, I'm like, this is a person who walks around the world saying, I am a dancer for Beyonce.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
They say that's their occupation and this is a real person.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh,
Just what
it was just literally so.
I hope
and
they
then
feel accomplished.
and I've seen her dancing with Solange
Oh, yeah.
many times.
Right.
But when it came up, I was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Shrieked. We did it together. We did it together.
Because they're sisters.
Because
and
they're
y'all are sisters.
Oh my God. That
she
was
said,
so
please
cute.
welcome Solange. And just Solange. Because
Mhm.
of course, it's just Solange.
It's just Solange.
Solange.
It's just Solange. I love Solange.
I love her too. I want to know what happened in that elevator.
Girl. Can we talk about the fact that Beyonce stood beside her sister?
Uh-huh.
Period. I believe she left in the car with Solange after that
Well,
altercation.
he did something.
Well, yes.
He done did something.
Amber would. That's.
I
totally
would claw
Amber.
someone to death.
That's Amber.
I would too.
Yes.
I
yeah.
don't even have a sister, but I would.
Yeah. You said, mm-hmm.
I really would.
That's not my personality, but
If
I
you give
really
me random-
appreciate that you would do it for me.
oh,
I would
like,
cuss somebody out. I would cuss somebody
Solange
out.
was throwing hands.
I don't
was
even
throwing
have
hands.
nails. Like I would, but like if it was a specific situation and the circumstances asked me to claw someone,
Solange was ready.
I would.
She was really.
She
Please
was
do
ready.
not try her sister.
I don't know what happened in there.
We can
Something.
probably imagine.
We can imagine
I wanna
it was
know.
something off of the Lemonade album that happened.
Yeah, because it happened like a couple years before
Right
Lemonade.
yeah, it was like 2014, right when we were graduating high school, Amanda. And I just was like, oh my God, what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
I was so invested.
Yeah.
Yeah. me
Beyonce
too.
knew we were invested. That's why she dropped that Feeling Myself remix.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, here's
Speaking
another.
Of course, sometimes shit go
Down
down and
a
it's $1
billion
billion on the elevator.
Speaking of feeling myself and when we graduated high school, where were you when that digital dropped?
I was in Knoxville, Tennessee, on my cousin's couch.
Okay.
Because he was graduating from UT Knox Friday. I'm in the
Friday the
apartment.
13th?
Friday the
Friday
13th.
She's so crazy.
2013.
Midnight.
Oh
midnight.
my God.
So we were already up celebrating for him, and we were all
Okay.
in his apartment. We were like looking at the phone,
Oh my God.
and my cousin looks at me, and they go, "Beyonce just dropped an album."
No.
What do you
What do
No.
you mean she dropped an album
Like,
with no promotion?
What was the last album too? It was
It
like,
was 4 in 2011.
like that's
So
crazy.
it was over 2 years.
yes.
Over 2.5
No one
years.
knew it was coming.
With all visuals?
Thank you.
Like you
14 songs, 17 videos.
This is what you've been doing in behind closed doors. Like
That's what you
and
come up with.
nobody
you have all
knew.
this?
And no one knew. No one knew. There were no leaks.
That's how
no
you
one
feel?
knew.
Beyonce.
Ooh, that was
Then
a
she just
strong
said
NDA.
on Instagram, she said, "Surprise."
Mm-hmm.
I had an attitude with her.
The way that you
Because
move around.
Why did you gag me like that?
Surprise.
It was literally the middle of exam week.
Oh my God, I don't
Our
even remember
senior
that.
year. Like because
I don't even remember that.
I was on Tumblr.
What is
I was on
that?
Tumblr and I saw like some new Beyonce music video. And I said, "Where is this from? What is this? Why am I seeing multiple videos? It looks like there's multiple looks, multiple
That I
songs.
missed.
Where's it?" And I went on iTunes and there it was. And I
Number one,
immediately
you just
bought
buy
it.
it. You
Yeah.
I just bought it.
Right.
It
Like
just said Beyonce. She knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
I just bought
No face, just Beyonce
all
in pink
the
letters.
music videos. All the music videos I
Beyonce
bought.
had not fed us like that
Mm-mm.
since
Ever.
B-Day.
Yeah.
She did an anthology album
Uh-huh.
with B-Day. That's why.
Okay.
Okay. Back to our conversation before we started recording. I was on Twitter and someone said, out of all of her 7 or 8 albums, because it's including Black is King,
Mm-hmm.
which are your top 3 and why?
Mm.
I think B-Day, because with B-Day, she dropped. First of all, the songs on that album are so iconic.
Yeah,
they just are.
They are.
I'm
They're
sorry.
timeless.
They're timeless.
Yes.
That's the word. They are timeless. And she also did a video for each one of those. Not a lot of people know that, but she did.
There is a video for.
There was an anthology.
Yes.
I had the album and the DVD. It had a song for every single video on that album, as well as all of her live performances.
DVD.
Girl, when I tell you I was a Beyonce fan,
Yes.
I had the B-Day anthology out. That's the only reason why I know that word is because it's like
Beyonce.
anthology.
This is an anthology.
And then the second one is Beyonce self-titled.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it was digital version of B-Day. But nobody knew it was coming.
Nobody.
B-Day, she did that album in like 2 weeks, but people still knew about it because she was also promoting DREAMGIRLS. Please don't ask me how I know all of this.
I love it.
No,
But
this
no,
is
you never.
Fangirl Central.
You never
Amber.
ask when a fangirl is speaking about her number one topic. You never ask her how she knows or
Please.
if it's valid.
Because I
you were
I
there.
know.
You were there.
I
This
was there.
is fact.
That's it.
I had the DVD player in my bedroom. I was like in my bed, like I'm watching this every day.
I want it.
I remember.
I'm going to the thrift store and finding it.
You would know every single dance, like literally the day after the music video
Yes.
dropped.
Yes.
And you would be doing it in the hallways
I was
and in
mad.
dance practice.
Let me put this on record. I was mad that knew single ladies before I did.
Oh my God.
I was pissed. I said, this can't be true.
Oh.
Am I really a fan?
I know.
I was
the
like,
feeling.
why do you know that?
Oh my God. No, that's
This
real.
part, I was like, girl, why do you know that? She does it so fast in the video. Like, how did you learn it?
Oh
I remember
my
y'all doing
God.
it in the dance,
I was
and
like,
I remember.
teach me.
No, I
Oh
remember
my God.
this
I'm so
kind
jealous.
of conversation because I was like, oh, Amber has loved Beyonce since I've known Amber.
Yes.
is
And
so-
she knows all the dances. I was watching like this
Yes.
is tense.
Yes.
We need this is history.
I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know this dance, and this girl is doing this dance. I'm not a real fan.
I need to
It was
step
that
up.
serious. Yes.
Mhm.
It
no,
was that
it
serious.
literally like that's like it's like
Fangirl
fangirl
imposter
rage,
syndrome, yeah.
imposter
Yes.
syndrome.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fangirl
Fangirl
rage.
rage.
Only Beyonce stands can make me feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you have a better outfit than me at this concert? Why do you look so good?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't try and impress mother over me. I don't.
No, I'm
Please.
here. You don't understand. I am a Beyonce fan. I am. Yes.
Look at how
I'm
much
her fan.
I am
know.
her fan too.
I love her.
Yes. Like,
Oh
oh, my
my
God, that's so
God.
real.
I literally was embarrassed in 5th grade because everybody had like their lockers decorated in just such a cutesy way. Mine was literally just when she had albums and you had the album book.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
took those pictures out of the Dangerously in Love album and put it on my locker.
Right.
And that was the first time I really questioned my sexuality. I'm gonna say that.
Okay, it's 5th
Sorry,
grade.
Mom, but oh well.
That's-
I didn't know what else to put in my locker.
What
Yeah.
are you?
I just wanted to see her.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't even know why. My
Yeah.
aunt had to tell me years later. It's because she's pretty. I'm just like, but I just can't stop looking at her.
She got an addicting face.
I'm sorry,
I don't
like,
want to stop
she
looking at her.
does.
There were times. Okay, have you ever tried to radicalize yourself and stop liking your fave?
Yes.
Because I did.
Yes.
I tried to. I
Speak
like
about
Beyonce.
this.
I like Rihanna. I do. I love Rihanna. And there are times where I'm like, let me just, instead of watching all of Beyonce's live performances on YouTube, let me look up Rihanna. Like, let me try another artist. And I would always, I'd just be like, oh, I'd be like scritching. I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, I
Back to
gotta
you.
see that Crazy in Love 2005 performance. I
Yes.
just got to.
Yes.
I
Oh
have
my
to.
God. That's
Beyonce,
real.
like-
because I've tried to get like back in the day in like 2014, I was like, stop listening to One Direction.
Stop.
Stop
Just
it.
stop.
Play something else.
Anything else.
And it's like, okay, I did it for 30 minutes.
Mhm.
and you
Amber,
try.
I feel that. I try. Amanda and Amber, I
You
literally
go back to it.
I
You
just
can't. There's nothing
always
like
came
it.
back.
If you've
I love
tasted,
this.
if you have tasted perfection, what?
I've
Well, how
also-
could you go
know
back?
that you like you know.
I've tried to clear her from my explore page.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
It just
Okay.
won't work
I mean,
because I see one picture and I'm like, let me just click on it.
Yeah.
Let me just zoom in.
And you know what?
Real
It's
quick.
nice, so let's like it too.
let me like it and
Yeah,
comment.
keep on giving it back. Yeah.
bookmark it.
Saved.
Send it.
Post it to story.
The algorithm knows that you like this.
Yeah.
Beyonce is never leaving my algorithm. She is
No.
my algorithm.
Mhm.
I mean, that you could have a worse
I
algorithm.
did successfully scrub one of my obsessions.
Which one?
Tom Holland.
Oh.
I
Wow,
said,
that was
get
dedicated.
off my Explore page. And I kept on saying, do not like this, not interested, not interested,
I
not
promise.
interested. And then he finally left, and I was like, okay, I know, peace again.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Beyonce is ever gonna lose.
She doesn't need
No.
to.
Because
that was
even
a different
TikTok
situation
knows.
for me.
No, because I don't
Yeah.
think Beyonce's a toxic obsession either.
No.
Like
Tom
I
was
know.
crazy. That was a
did
crazy
you
one for
see?
me.
Did you watch
Swarm.
Swarm?
Yes.
What did you think about it?
I loved
Okay.
that show, and I understand that show.
Mhm.
I understand wanting to get on stage with your fan.
Mhm.
You're with your fave. I don't want to say what else she did,
Enough
but I
to kill.
understand it.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
because I didn't want to say that, but because I'm like, don't come for me.
like,
But
not
before
going to
sister-
do that.
I'm not gonna do
I'm
it.
not-
I would
No.
literally
I
never do
Never
that.
do that.
I don't know why anybody would ever do that. Don't do that. But I understand.
Yes.
I mean, I
okay,
understand. Yes, I know. I
That's-
understand the impetus behind it because it is like the dangers of, having mental health problems, like
Okay.
mental
Yeah.
I'm
illness,
so sorry for laughing.
literally combined with extreme fandom.
Yes.
Like extreme fandom as a young person is so
That intense.
It is that intense, and it is really hard to come out of. Like even if you're trying
You
to
don't-
snap yourself out of, you can't snap yourself out of it
Because you-
until you're ready to do that.
You
I was-
don't know your emotions. Like you are staring at the thing and you're just like, now why is it making me so happy?
That is, I'm so glad that we're able to talk about this because I really, really had that
Mhm.
like question. I just didn't understand.
What is it?
Yeah.
What is it about you?
Who is she?
What is it about your when I know I keep saying it, but my aunt was like, she is pretty, Amber. Like it's just no. I'm like, okay, maybe
Is that it?
Is that it though?
Like,
She's-
is it
it's
that
something
simple?
else?
Magnetic. I mean, obviously,
yeah.
many people feel the same way. Like,
Yeah.
So that's number one
Right.
validation.
Mhm.
It's like literally thousands, millions of people are in the beehive.
But then when you
Yes.
say like you can't force yourself out of it, I remember that same year in 5th grade,
Mhm.
I took it down because I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
I was like, we're from the South, and
Why is there a girl in my locker?
why is there a girl in my locker?
hate
And
that.
then it wasn't a white girl; it was a black girl.
I hate
and
that.
then I just felt like I had to explain, like, well, I just really like her music, and it
Mhm.
still felt
Yeah.
like it wasn't good enough. Like,
yeah.
it wasn't a white man with like shirtless.
It wasn't Taylor
it-
Swift either.
I didn't want it to be that though.
Yeah.
No.
I just wanted Beyonce,
Yeah.
and I didn't know how to be like.
She's your idol. Like
Now
you admire
I would just
her.
be like, this is
Beyonce.
such a safe space. Like, I have to thank you. It really
oh,
is.
I'm so happy.
Because like 10-year-old me, like I didn't understand why, and I used to beat myself up for why.
Yeah.
But now I just like I'm married now, and my husband just understands.
Yes.
Don't ask him how many times I played the Renaissance album.
Mm.
He knows that album.
Bless him.
By
he probably loves it too. Does he love it too?
He loves it too.
Mhm.
That's also
He
part
has
of the reason
taste.
why I married him.
Exactly.
He played my favorite Beyonce song, like my favorite Beyonce love song. I have several favorites, but
Mhm.
he
You have
he knew the
categories.
one to play when he proposed to me. It was Rather Die Young by Beyonce, and I'm not even kidding. But I tell a lot of people like that is part of the reason why I said yes. I'm not kidding.
I know.
Not
No,
only
yeah,
had we been
no, I
together for
know.
4.5 years at that point, but it was the fact that he knew me
Yes.
enough to like incorporate
to
that.
make that moment for you.
Well,
Because it meant a lot. It wasn't like, oh my God, you're so funny. It was
Yeah.
like, I'm crying.
no, literally.
I'm literally crying.
That's the point. Okay, this is why, like, because you can have a lot of different fandoms. You can be obsessed with a lot of different things, like actors, singers,
Sims.
music, like
Sims.
games,
I mean,
movies,
Please.
TV, books. But like, there's something about music,
Mhm.
and like when you are obsessed with a singer, it's like their voice and their emotions
Mhm.
are in your ears
Yes.
and thus in your soul.
Yes.
Yes.
Like music can trigger sense memories
Mhm.
that like nothing else can do. Like
Yes.
it's an art form that like obviously there's so many different art forms. We have our different like things that we're all obsessed with. All
Right.
of obviously you are a singer, a musician, and like that is your bread and butter.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like mine, I'm obsessed with movies. Like that hits my soul.
Mhm.
But like when I sit down and I really listen to music and I'm not doing anything else and I'm not thinking about anything else and you just open up
It's
your
me-
heart
It's
to
meditative
them.
because also when you're singing, like you are it's meditative thing because you're
Mhm.
holding the notes, you're singing, it's breath work, like it's a form of meditation.
Yeah.
For just to listen to it and to sing it. I'm
Yeah.
sure
It's
you
a
know.
form of healing too.
Literally.
Yes.
There's a nerve, I think it's called the vagus nerve, that if you
Oh.
hit a certain part a position in your throat where your voice is coming out and you are in that vagus nerve or something like that, you literally will start feeling senses of healing and release and things like that.
We went to a sound bath a few weeks ago, and it
how
literally
was
like
that?
chill, like
It was
literally
really
triggered
nice.
chills up and
Ooh.
down my body. Like at one point,
Please send me that
so
info.
okay, I
Yeah.
definitely will because it was at Joy Ofodu's, who I went to college with. She has this
She
podcast.
was on your, she was a visitor, right? On this one?
That was Joy Sunday.
Okay.
I have two friends named Joy. I went to USC with both of them. They are both talented actresses, and
Yes.
they do
Actress eye.
different things.
Yes.
But Joy Ofodu has a podcast called Dating Unsettled, and we went to her like little experience, and there was a sound bath where like we wrote down manifestations,
Ooh.
and
She's-
this woman sang our manifestations,
Yes.
like improvised, sang our manifestations,
And affirmations.
and affirmations, and did a sound bath with us. And I'm not kidding. When she sang my affirmations all in a row, my eyes were closed, and I had a feeling that I felt more euphoria than I ever have, even during an orgasm.
Oh my God.
Like it was so intense.
I really would love to experience
It was so
that.
intense. And I'm gonna look up this woman and shout her out on
Screen.
something on screen, and it'll be in the description. But it was literally
It was very soothing.
What
I started crying at one that was not my affirmation, but I was like, oh,
that's a
I
word.
relate to that one.
Say that.
Yeah.
It is valid to love Beyonce this much.
yeah.
Like I remember that same year in 5th grade, I created a message board for our entire grade, and I posted, "How cute is Zac Efron?" And everyone except you said, "He's so ugly, Amanda. Like I can't believe you would like him." And then you commented, "I think he's pretty cute."
You remember
I
that?
remember this.
I was not lying. He is pretty cute.
He's pretty cute.
He is pretty
You're
cute.
right. You got a point there.
You're
And
not
I
wrong.
was like, oh,
That's so cute.
I was so embarrassed.
That is so
and I was
cute.
so upset that
Of course
everybody.
you remember that. I hate that our memories don't let us let go of that stuff. But I'm
Right.
glad.
that you came in and said that.
but you
That's
always,
so
you were
sweet.
always there with Twilight. You were like, I'm sorry, like if this is weird to y'all, but it's Twilight. Like, do you
To this
see what I'm
day.
seeing?
To this day.
Oh my god! It's Twilight season. Speaking of, Happy November.
It is.
Oh my god! Literally
I
happy November.
remember
That's
going
you
to
were-
the movies.
You were
Oh,
writing.
yeah.
You were writing for
What team?
Twilight before anyone else. Literally, I think in our
Really?
grade. Yes.
Really?
Because
I
you had read the
remember-
books.
I
Oh
was
my
gonna say
God.
Amanda had already read the books, and I felt like that was like a way for us to converse. Like
Yes.
we could talk about Twilight together.
Yes.
Yes.
And I remember, I think me and went to the movies with the boy from. I'm not gonna say his name.
Oh my
because
goodness. Oh
That's
my-
really embarrassing. But my mom thought that I was trying to like go on a date with him, so like
Uh-huh.
she came to the movies and sat right behind us.
Oh,
and
my
his dad
God.
walked in too.
No.
And she was like, "I got them. I'm gonna watch them. Don't worry about it."
my
I was
God.
so embarrassed.
Have you heard the calzone story?
No.
Okay. It was all these seniors and then us at this table like at a pizza place downtown, and we like took pictures by the river, and then we went to the pizza place and we sat down. He didn't say one word to me.
He probably was so nervous.
Yeah.
No, he was.
Oh,
you
I'm
were wearing
sorry.
a
But-
white dress. That was
But
fine.
I was like also very, very nervous.
It was freshman
and,
year.
And so we were sitting at this table with seniors. They're like laughing. They're not paying attention to us taking our order. So the waiter takes our order. Literally basically everyone at the table gets a cheese pizza except says he wants a calzone. I didn't even know what a calzone
Calzone.
was.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's
Literally like a deep dish type situation. Like
A
it's
deep dish
thick.
pizza?
Like it's a thick pizza. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did he order that?
Look,
It's big.
Did he like it?
I heard him order it. Just remember this.
Okay.
Part of the story. I heard him order it. The waiter comes out and he goes, "Calzone?" Silence.
He didn't say.
He didn't say
ordered
it was him. His cousin is like, anybody get a calzone? Did anybody get a calzone? No, we didn't order one over here. Mind you, we're the only people in the restaurant. And so cheese pizza. Everyone gets a cheese pizza.
Except him.
He takes a cheese pizza. He says to me, everyone's got a cheese pizza. One of the seniors doesn't have their food, and it's like, hey, we're missing a cheese pizza. it's a different waiter. So they're like, oh, okay, let me go check with the kitchen. We go back, and then our original waiter comes over and says, he got a calzone. This guy got a calzone.
What
I
did
heard you
everybody
order
do?
it. And everyone was like, did you get a calzone? And he's like, shaking his head.
Why?
Silence, shaking his head. And I am the only one that could be like, he's
He did
lying.
get a
But I didn't
calzone.
say
You didn't
anything.
say anything.
And they're like, and his cousin's like, I really appreciate it if you wouldn't like accuse him of lying. Like, can we get a manager over here? She's like, the waiter's like, fuck, fine. Goes back to the kitchen.
It's crazy, honestly.
And literally,
Oh.
like we can see and hear her arguing with the manager, being like, he did get a calzone. He got I heard him. I heard him. Oh, whatever. We'll get him a cheese pizza. And so, literally, they just gave the person a cheese pizza and like. The calzone went to the dogs, I guess.
That waiter was.
I
probably
was like,
I'm not crazy.
It was not a good first impression for. I was like, and I'm supposed to be going to the prom with him.
Yeah. Oh.
For the rest of the
I
Lord.
night?
wonder if he was just like, I can't have a calzone when everyone else has a cheese pizza.
He probably was just embarrassed that everyone got a cheese pizza and
Yeah.
he got a calzone.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Oh,
That is so funny.
it was
it's so odd. It's just such a.
That's actually like a scene.
I can't believe
it's
I
like an
never
SNL
told you the
sketch.
calzone story.
Now I know because you said calzone. I was thinking,
Oh,
but we can bleep that out too.
I remember that.
We
face.
have trauma from Memphis.
Mhm.
Why didn't we ever do a Beyonce song on the dance team?
You never did.
Did you
I can
suggest?
name a few reasons why.
Okay.
I mean,
I think we all know.
We did Black and Yellow.
yeah.
Wiz Khalifa.
we did do
What else
that.
did we do?
We did a Rihanna
Boom
song.
Boom Pow.
You
We
did
did
Boom
Will
Boom
I
Pow.
Am.
We did Rihanna. We did
Which Rihanna?
Where are the? Oh,
Where
have you been all my life?
No, it was something else. It was like
That's the one that has the do.
it is,
Yeah.
but it was some
was it
other
only,
like
It wasn't Only Girl in the World. That's not a dancing song, is it?
it wasn't that one.
You know what? I only did dance team freshman year though. Did you do it all the
Oh
years?
yeah, I did.
'Cause
I did
I
it freshman,
quit.
sophomore,
Yeah.
and junior.
And
But
then
they
you
got
quit.
so mad at me for quitting my after junior year because I didn't do it senior year because I was like, well, you're not gonna let me be in the play. Like I did Into the Woods.
Oh yeah.
And I had to do Into the Woods and dance team, and they were so mad at me that I wanted to do Into the Woods at the same time that I was like, fine, then I'll just do musical theater my senior year.
Yeah.
And you can fuck off. I don't want. I don't want to do this. I hate it. Actually,
Yeah.
I hate being on this dance team,
Mm.
and y'all are annoying. They sat me down alone. Those two, I'll bleep their names. Sat me down and were like, now, are you sure you don't want to do it senior year? It would look really good all 4 years, and it's not going to look good on your college resume to have just
I
3
think
years.
USC
And I
It's not
said,
gonna
was
look bad.
perfectly fine.
and I
ma'am.
Right.
said, I was like,
It doesn't look
I
bad.
have had straight A's my entire life, and I'm one of the top 6 students in our class. I think
Period.
I'll be fine. No, I was
She
just like,
should have.
no, I
Should've
smiled
said
and I was
something.
like, no, I'm sure. I'm sure. Yep. No, I'm sure. It's
Thank
okay.
you.
Thank you.
Mm.
Bye.
Thank you.
And then y'all were in Into the Woods together.
Yes.
that was so much fun.
That was fun.
Mhm.
It really was.
That was fun to watch. I like that.
loved that. I cried on stage.
And it was technically like next week was our opening week because it was my mom's birthday weekend. And we had a show on her birthday.
Yeah, it was like, wait,
Oh.
is her birthday November 9th?
10th.
10th. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
it was like
I-
8, 9, 10.
My
And I remember my voice went out.
Oh my god.
Oh.
And I slept for like 15 hours after that weekend because I was so tired.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
But every time I
bet.
see Into the Woods, I always have good feelings. Like
I
I saw the
love
movie and
that.
people
Mm.
were shitting on it. And
Yeah.
I was like,
But it's an Into the Woods.
It's Into the Woods.
I
Like,
like-
what
I
else do
love-
you want?
The music is good. That song, The Children Were Listening, that gets me to cry as well.
I was crying.
Yeah.
I was crying in the finale when they
Yeah.
started singing Children Will Listen. And then when you come back on stage, then I would start sobbing. I had to disassociate. I was like, I'm not listening to the words.
Oh yeah,
I got up.
it was really, yeah.
It's,
It's
beautiful.
good. It's a good
Steven
song.
Sondheim is
Such-
fucking amazing. That and Sweeney
R.I.P.
Todd.
Oh.
R.I.P. Literally, like, the way that music, I mean, this is now, I'm speaking as a film person, like,
Yeah.
my favorite movies include music, like
Mhm.
the Disney Channel original musicals and like just movie musicals in general, and anything that has like, because if a character is singing their emotions, I'm like, oh, I'm locked in.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand what they mean.
Okay, yes, and you know what? It's either you like musicals or you don't, and I think it really does have a lot to do with some people when people start singing,
Mm-hmm.
they stop paying attention to the plot.
Exactly.
And so they can't keep up with the movie because they are not listening to the song.
Right.
All the answers are in the song lyrics.
They are.
Listen.
And you just
You
have
gotta
to
be
listen.
patient.
Yes.
Children will listen.
Mm-hmm.
Listen
Because
to the song.
Okay.
we were like, sing.
Speaking of musicals, Dreamgirls. Do you remember when you saw it for the first time?
Yes, it was on Christmas.
Oh, it's a
2006.
Christmas movie. Okay.
Ooh.
And I love Beyonce. Love her down,
Mm.
obviously.
Yes.
But Jennifer Hudson won that for me.
Yeah.
In the theater, and I thought her winning the Oscar was correct.
Yeah.
I do. Because Beyonce is just so big of a star. Sometimes it's hard for me to separate her from herself. And I don't think that has anything to do with her talent as an actress. I think it just has everything to do with how amazing she is as just an entertainer in her own right.
Yeah.
So her being Dina was the best thing I think she could have done. Same with like Cadillac Records, her being like a musician really did a good thing for her because it was almost like Destiny's Child, you know, but in a different way, like in the 60s, kind of set in the 60s. So I felt like I was able to believe her. But Jennifer Hudson, she also had just like gone through so much
Yeah.
that, you know, like with her like family and everything. I don't know if that was before
I can't wait. Now,
Dreamgirls.
what are we talking? What are we referring to?
Do you remember when her family like got murdered? Did you know that?
No.
Jennifer Hudson.
I didn't know that.
Her mother died, like her brother, and like it was like her sister's boyfriend or something. Like the whole family, like everybody but her son.
I never knew that.
It was like
No.
intense.
Oh
It could have,
my
and it could have
God.
been.
I feel like it might be.
It
I
could've
mean, no,
been
you might be
after.
right. And also, like when I feel like people were just being rude to her in general in the media at that time. Like
She came from American Idol with the
never
most
mind.
famous fat shamer to singers, Simon Cowell, and he
Yeah.
always had something to say about
Okay,
her.
well, never mind. That was 2 years after, but
Okay.
it was
But
her
that's
mother,
That's
her
horrifying.
brother, and her nephew,
Oh my God.
and he was 7 years old.
I.
And 3 days later, they finally found his body. Anyway,
Oh my God.
I don't know why I'm mixing that up, but I knew I loved her off of American Idol.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I
She
just
can
was
sing.
amazed that her acting talent
Yeah.
was up to par with her voice.
Yeah.
And I feel like she really touched me on the I Am Telling You.
Mm.
The whole theater. I'm pretty sure we were at like Malco on
absolutely.
Poplar.
Definitely.
So-
Oh, Paradiso?
Yeah. Girl.
The
Paradiso.
Paradiso.
the things that happen in that parody.
I know. And in the parking lot.
That ice cream shop.
Oh,
Ben and Jerry's.
Yep.
And then
Drama.
McAllister's, the whole thing. You go boop, boop,
I miss
boop.
McAllister.
Me
When we
too.
could
I want
back
a
to when we
sandwich.
couldn't drive at all.
Yeah, it was just a night in the movie theater parking lot.
No, but I think that Jennifer Hudson was way underrated at the time.
She was.
And people were only talking about Beyonce leading up to the movie, I feel like.
They
but
were.
But you're right. Like, it's hard for big stars to melt into a role.
Yes.
Like,
And that was also the time where I was like, Beyonce doesn't necessarily, she wasn't the best
Actress.
singer
Oh.
either.
Oh.
Just in the type of style they were doing.
Mm.
Like Jennifer Hudson just kind of ate her up
Mm.
because it was very churchy.
Yeah.
And it was very, I think that helped her.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
Beyonce was definitely like, even in B-Day, she was like not screaming, but she was singing high
Yes.
a lot because I
Yes.
feel like she got inspired by Jennifer Hudson and everything that her
Mm.
character couldn't do in the show. Like Listen was her big vocal moment, but she
Right.
actually had to pull back her voice. And so
Mm.
she on B-Day, which is one of my top albums, so it's nothing against her.
Mhm.
It's just that I feel like they had two different voices and I was able to appreciate someone other than Beyonce
yeah.
authentically. But I still was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was also the B-Day tour was the first tour I ever went to.
Oh.
So I
whoa.
still very much love
That was your first
That's your
concert
first concert?
ever?
my first concert ever.
Nice.
That's a stamp
That's a
in history.
good one. I was
That
going to ask
is.
you if you'd ever seen her live before
Renaissance, yes. And that was my last time. I was 11. My mom told me I couldn't go. And then she drove me by the FedEx Forum. I said, why would you pull me over here if you know I can't go inside? Like, that's rude.
Uh-huh.
She said, well, we got you tickets. They got me on video.
Oh my God.
I was like in the back seat because I was just like, why would I get in like near you? Like,
Yeah,
don't
like,
look
I'm
at
mad.
me. Like, I'm mad, and you got me driving around here, girl. I screamed.
Oh my
I
God.
cried.
My God.
I love fangirl
And
surprises.
then
It's the best.
that's the same musicians that did that concert 10 years later. I got to perform with them at Berkeley. So that's when I was learning all that inside info.
Okay.
And the trumpet player that told me all of that was on this tour, and she was the one that was pregnant. Crystal.
Oh my
Shout out
God.
to Crystal if she just so happens to hear this.
Oh
This
but
my
is such a,
goodness.
oh my God.
it was a
such
That's so full
very
circle.
full circle
when
moment
you,
for me.
that's so
I
intense
can't wait till you meet
because
Beyonce.
I have a, oh my God.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
I haven't met her, but when I did sing at the Wearable Art Gala in 2019,
Mm-hmm.
my Uber was coming,
Mm-hmm.
and Beyonce is that black chair, and I'm standing right here. But her security was like, you cannot walk by her.
What?
And I was like, but my Uber is lit. I'm not lying. It's right there. They were like,
get there.
they were like, okay.
Do you know this is Beyonce?
I was scared to even pull out my phone. I didn't want to take a picture. I was like,
you just
okay.
sat.
She
in her
was
presence.
she was rehearsing for the Super Bowl at the underground football stadium that USC has, and people saw her on campus, and I was the maddest I've ever been.
Oh my God.
And people saw Beyonce on campus.
I just have to laugh because I'm jealous.
Yeah.
And I said,
Wow.
and it's like when somebody says that, and you're like, shut up.
Yeah.
That's me.
And
And
you're
I'm
like,
like, what the?
I
what
don't
do you
want to
mean?
hear. No,
That didn't happen
it's
to
like
me.
literally.
No,
literally
because nobody knew that she was going to do the Super Bowl, right? This was 2016.
No, yes. So it was like,
That's history.
so Beyonce's doing the Super Bowl. Well, here she's in the underground Super Bowl stadium that we have on campus, and we saw her.
You guys have an underground
Yeah,
Super
what is
Bowl
that?
stadium?
It's just a football stadium. I was getting carried away, but
It's
not
literally, but
underground?
still,
Crazy.
yeah. They have one for them to rehearse.
Yeah, practice.
They have one for the footballers to rehearse to practice
So that's
when
what-
it's
that's what's
too
called.
when it's too hot outside.
Oh.
And they
that's
pump
nice.
money into the USC sports.
I
They
mean,
do.
yeah.
They pump so much.
They say
money
SC
into
out
it.
here,
Oh yeah.
right?
SC.
I mean, yeah, you can say SC.
SC.
Am I qualified?
Fight on.
I wish
SC
Berkeley
going down
had
to SC.
stuff like that, but we got Beyonce's band, so I can't really
I
complain.
mean, yeah, like it's just this
we get
thi-
the band, we don't get the artist.
Yeah, and San Diego State gets the arena.
I want to say
That's it.
like the final thing I want to touch on is that like Beyonce is like icon status, and I think like universally beloved, but at the beginning of her career, like we were saying in the beginning, a lot of like older black people did not like her. They would say like, she's too fast, she's too much, she don't have to do all of that, she thinks she all that, and
Yeah.
like people thought she was too risque, like with what she was wearing and like her dance moves. And like still I feel like it's like, what about her makes Gen X black people so mad? Like
Yeah.
and
Her
older.
confidence.
Like literally.
I think so.
I think that's all it is. I think it's her embracing something that they have been shamed
Shamed.
shamed
Yes.
into hiding.
Right.
Mhm.
And I think that's what's so important about the Church Girl track.
I fucking love that.
Girl, when I tell you, I repeated that song so many times, and I would be like on my runs and just like crying.
Yeah.
Just like feeling a release because I'm a pastor's kid. So that line when she's like, nobody can judge me. I had people at my dad's church tell me that I would have a child at 16. They would like
That is
literally
not
speak that over me
right.
to my face and say, you'll be pregnant by the time you're 16. You won't amount to anything. You won't da-da-da-da-da.
That is not
For
right.
why? I don't know.
Sexualizing, like the
that is-
over sexualizing of black girls.
That is not
girls, children,
Okay.
Girls,
yes.
like children.
So
In-
that's
in the black church, like
In
in
the
the black community
just
and in
freely
southern
speaking
like
it.
black
and Beyonce
churches.
came from the black church.
Right.
She was a singer in the black church, just like Whitney Houston and Aretha Franklin. And she just was a little bit more modern.
Yeah.
And she took advantage of the times that she was in and really, I don't know, she just ran with it.
Yeah.
did.
And I feel like also what she did was set the standard too.
Yeah.
She broke boundaries. She set the standard. And that's what I love about her. Always.
Yes.
And she always knew that that's what she was doing.
Yeah.
She's extremely
That's
intentional.
crazy.
It's
That's
the confidence.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That
Confidence.
she knew that that's what she was doing, and she knew that sometimes what she was doing was ahead of its time and that people weren't ready for it
But
yet.
she wanted
And
to do it.
As far as like Chloe and Halle, I watched their interviews about Beyonce, and when they dropped Ungodly Hour, or even the album before that, they were talking about how because people are always like, what does Beyonce tell you? What does Beyonce tell you?
Right.
And they're like, well, she just tells us, don't wait for people to catch up. Just stay on your own path and release it. And if they don't understand it, don't wait on them to catch up. Keep moving.
That's
Keep
Keep
creating.
it moving. Keep creating.
Yes.
And just, okay, they don't get it. It's over their head. They'll get it later. But you can't wait on them to catch up.
Because I think she's always been a star, and like Destiny's Child was huge, but it did take a while for and she's always had a huge fandom, but I think that it spiked once with Single Ladies. When Single Ladies video dropped, I was because I was never a Beyonce super fan, but I would be sat for the big moments. And when I bought the Single Ladies video before I had finished watching it.
Oh my God.
On iTunes.
Wow.
I was like, and it was because I was gay. But I was like, there's something about women dancing.
Something about this
There's
leotard.
something about Beyonce dancing like this.
Like 3 women.
And I was like, the choreography, I didn't even want to learn it. I just had to see it.
Yeah.
I just had to watch. I had to have access to it on my iPod whenever I wanted.
Yep.
And then when Beyonce self-titled came out, I was having this sexuality, coming into my own sexuality, with those songs, with Blow and all Partition, I didn't have anybody.
my
I didn't have a boyfriend until college, but I was listening and I was and I was saying, I agree.
Yes.
I was saying, I agree. I'm
Makes
a
you
virgin
feel
and I
good.
agree.
Yes.
Literally straight up.
Yeah.
I just think she, for our generation, represents self-empowerment in a way that I just haven't seen anyone else of the artists of our generation do. She's so on the forefront of it.
Yeah.
And now with Renaissance, it's
she's done it again.
She's done it again.
Yeah. This
and she's made queer people and gay people feel comfortable to go out of the house.
Yeah.
And be not hiding.
Yes.
Right.
And be
I
moving
saw
around
so
like that. Yeah.
many people just free at the concert. And it wasn't any ooh, they doing too much. Ooh, what they doing? Something that you would experience in a church or something.
Right.
Black queer people.
Black.
It's
blackness.
and it's because the lyrics are affirming to that identity.
Yes.
Whatever your identity is.
Yes.
There's no way you look foolish shaming someone at a Beyonce concert.
You look foolish.
Like,
period.
are you
Shaming
listening?
anybody, but
Yeah.
especially there.
Yes.
It was just such a safe space, and I felt free.
And when I was you see the crowd in Homecoming, because it's she's always had a huge queer audience,
Yeah.
always. Our
But
cousin,
now she's speaking to
now
them.
she's speaking to them and
Yeah.
shedding
Nobody
light
else.
on them.
She's like, no.
Yeah.
She's
This is
putting
for
the
them.
spotlight
Yeah.
right on them.
And even the dancers.
they're all on the front row of a Beyonce concert.
Oh yeah,
It's
doing all the
it's
dance
queer
moves.
people.
Yeah.
It's queer people and women there.
Yes.
That's who it is. Front row at her concert. It's
Yes.
always been that way, and I feel like
That's her
people,
stand.
Yeah.
The people who run her stand accounts that I follow are queer.
Right.
Well, fandom is queer.
Fandom is queer.
Fandom is for the people that are queer, and whatever queer means is outside of the norm. It's queering the norm. It's you go to that place because you're not being accepted in your day-to-day life.
Right.
You're following these stan accounts because you didn't feel comfortable putting Beyonce up in your locker.
I took it down.
Like,
That's right.
It was my locker.
She's a
Yeah,
superstar.
exactly.
What?
She's
I
a
wish I could go back and
superstar.
hug me.
Also,
Oh,
if
me
somebody had
too.
Hannah Montana up in their locker, I didn't, but if I had, people wouldn't
Nobody
have
was
looked
bad
twice.
night.
It
Yeah.
was really the fact that she was a black woman.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the woman. It was always I felt shame because I like another black woman.
And
Yeah.
that's crazy
And,
because she's literally a superstar, and
And
I-
she was back then.
and she was back then. But people in our grade, I feel didn't know anything about Beyonce.
They
Yeah.
made fun of me.
Didn't know any songs. It's
I felt so shamed.
Yeah,
Wh-
they were just kind of this
this
isn't
is
what we're talking
Beyonce.
about.
They didn't understand. But now
No.
they have their
Now I'm just how does it apply to you? I just want to know genuinely. I'm just curious.
I think they have their stand their queen and Taylor Swift now. And
Oh.
maybe they're starting to understand.
maybe.
I think that
I think I hate that Taylor Swift was compared to Beyonce this year.
all
as
year,
much
I
as she was.
I hate it.
I think I hate that.
I
Yeah,
hate it,
I
and
do
I
too.
don't hate it in the white woman way of don't pit women against each other. We're all friends. I hate it in the way that there's no comparison. you can't compare Beyonce to anybody, and certainly not Taylor Swift.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, she doesn't
No.
compare. Like Taylor Swift doesn't compare. I'm
She
sorry,
doesn't.
No,
she doesn't. And I recognize how important she is
She can
as
be
a
impactful
nostalgic,
to
impactful
people.
star to people, and I get it. But it's like whenever people complain about people like being mean about Taylor Swift, it's like, well, you're misogynistic, and it's like you just learned what it feels like to be marginalized because you're a Taylor Swift fan. It's and I don't want to talk about it anymore.
I know we don't have to. I didn't mean to bring her up.
That's that.
No, but it is like
You kind of because Beyonce went to her
there's
her
no
movie premiere,
She did,
which was very
and
big
she
of her.
shut the stands up.
Yeah, that was very big of her.
That was I thought it was AI when I saw that photo.
I know. I was like, Beyonce was at the Grove.
Beyonce went out.
Beyonce was at the Grove.
Like-
That's what I said. Beyonce went to the Grove.
That's so weird. Like AMC. That was my
Oh my
first
God.
thought.
Beyonce was
Because
at the
other
Grove?
people were at the Grove, and so they saw Beyonce there.
Beyonce was at the Grove. That's hilarious.
Oh my God.
Oh,
I was just
my
like, Beyonce's
God.
outside.
Yeah.
This is real.
Wait, one time Beyonce was at Moonlight Roller Rink.
She
No,
was.
that's literally
That's
5
weird.
minutes away
and
from where I
went
live.
there, and
When
I was
we-
like, Beyonce was here.
Yes, it's like, what was she doing
Is that
here?
is that where they filmed the Blow music video?
It could have been.
I feel like it is.
I think so.
I love that music video so much.
Mm.
I'm gonna go home and watch.
I think
I will
self-titled
too.
again.
I think I'll
Yeah,
do the same.
I think I will.
all the way through, and then
And-
maybe Lemonade next.
And the B-Day. We'll start with the B-Day anthology. I'm gonna go and watch every. I think I've seen
Yeah.
all the music videos, but I'm gonna go and
It's
watch it
just
in order.
like Deja Vu, Sugar Mama, Freakum Dress,
okay.
Get Me
Kitty
Bodied.
Cat. Get Me Bodied has a long video, but it's worth it.
I love that
video.
one.
What else has it? What
Count
else-
I
down.
also love the Freakum Dress
No,
video.
that's album 4.
Oh.
There's like Listen is one, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
Is Diva on there? Or is
no,
that
that's
4?
I Am Sasha Fierce.
Oh, okay.
I can't. I need to go and sit down and watch all of these.
All of the songs on B-Day have an album just like self-titled.
Okay.
Every single one.
Oh
I'm
my
pretty sure
God.
I've seen most of them because
Me
I was like
too.
literally on like a roll, and there was just so many more and more videos. I didn't realize that every
Irreplaceable.
single one.
Irreplaceable.
Every single one, Amanda.
She has.
I
so-
didn't
she has so
realize
many
that. I
music
was like,
videos,
oh, let
actually.
me just go watch all these, and it's like these are all on the same album.
I can't
Let me-
believe she
I'm
has
sorry, I just
so many
wanna-
music videos.
Okay,
Like that's
the
not.
B-Day album. Yes. Deja Vu, Get Me Bodied, Sugar Mama, Upgrade You,
Mm.
Ring the Alarm.
Oh,
That video.
she's going off.
Kitty Cat, Freakum Dress, Green Light, Irreplaceable. I don't think she has a video for Resentment though.
Okay, I love the Upgrade You video when she's Jay-Z
In the
at
gold,
first.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that one.
That was Renaissance before Renaissance, I feel like.
Yes.
Okay, before we
Father.
go, just tell us about Renaissance. Just
Ugh.
tell us your thoughts about it because I had
Well-
so much FOMO, but I want to hear it.
Yeah.
I cried
As you should.
as soon as she came up the stage, like, cause she came out of the stage
Yeah.
from the center of the stage. She was lifted, and it was just all this smoke and oh my God!
There
Like
she is,
when
the
she
silhouette.
finally came, it was 9:03 p.m. on the dot.
Yes.
9:03, and I cried.
Oh my God.
I don't even remember what I felt when all I can really remember from the first concert I went to, the B-Day experience, was she was like off of the stage, and I had nosebleeds at the B-Day experience. So I was high enough to see her off the stage on the side, and all the people that were in my section, we saw her before she was going on stage,
Okay.
and we screamed at her. We were like, yeah, she like hid from us. She was like, no. And she was like, no, don't see me. You're not supposed to see me. But I was just like, oh my God. Like that was my first interaction with Beyonce.
Yes, it was.
So
my God.
I don't remember anything else. Just even like seeing her at the gala, like it was like none of that had happened.
Yes.
And this was the very first time.
you had seen her.
You know what I
in
mean?
the flesh.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I just was overcome with emotion, not only because I love her, but it was her birthday.
Yes.
I went to the birthday show. So I felt when she had her speech for us, it was like a birthday speech. You know, you're just like looking back over your life.
Oh my
And
goodness.
she's just like, she's 42, so she's grown.
Yeah.
Like, and what's crazy is the B-Day tour too, she turned 25 that tour. And I remember she had like a big cake and everybody sang her happy birthday. I didn't go to her birthday show because I was in like April, literally April 2007, I remember. But I just was like, oh my God, like Yeah, she was 25 in 2006 or 7 or one of them.
That's crazy.
Either way,
That's crazy.
42 now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've loved this woman for like her whole life, basically.
Yes.
Like even when I wasn't born, I loved her. And I just was overwhelmed. I really was overwhelmed. Like I posted a video on my TikTok of me crying, and Brett was like,
I saw it.
He put the camera on. I'm like, please.
I'm pretty sure I reposted it on the Fangirl Central account.
I'm like, please get that
Yeah.
camera on my face, because
I'm
I like
having a moment.
I saw him, but I also couldn't get over the fact that in that moment she was doing the video, because I told you guys I watched all of her concerts.
Yeah.
So I knew like the runs. It was just crazy to see it in real life and to hear her in real life, and just how pure. Like, of course she sounds good in real life because she looks so good and sounds good on the videos.
Right.
But I just wasn't ready.
The
And then it was
unfiltered
just like,
sound.
You
when I
can't
talk
be.
about the safe space, I felt just the energy of the crowd. Like for her to like, I
Just that happy.
Oh,
Just,
I'm
just
sorry. I'm
as
just
happy.
getting emotional because, like, you know, she'll be on stage and she'll be like, I feel your energy, but I felt the energy.
Yes.
I felt it. I felt all my love I had for her, and all of the people in my section. We all had just so much love, and we all knew it's the birthday show. Like
Yes,
we gotta,
like,
we
we
gotta be
made
on
it
mute
here.
challenge. We gotta. Everybody just had
Yes.
this energy. We were just
Yes.
like ready.
Yes, we are here for you. Yes.
And then when she came, I just couldn't contain it. I just cried. I cried happy tears. I danced my butt off. I was singing all of the, like, I sat behind some white women that were clearly only there for like single ladies and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
I was definitely getting on everybody's nerves, but I did not care.
no.
That's what you literally do.
You're at a
Why
concert.
are you here?
You're at a concert. Why are you
Yeah.
On
here?
her birthday.
Yes.
And
like,
you're not
why-
singing every word.
Why are you here?
And you're not doing the dance moves.
Yes.
Oh, give me your seat.
Exactly.
Also, to be with black queer, a stadium of black queer people, the most extra people in the world.
Yeah.
We are going to
Extra.
be screaming and hollering and twerking.
Do you not
and
hear the music?
busting
Especially
our
on
ass.
Heated.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God.
Fan me off my wrist.
Oh my God. Yes.
Just yes. It was just and then Diana Ross came out.
Oh, yeah.
My
Oh, yeah.
God.
I forgot about all those things on TikTok. Yes.
Oh
Diana Ross
my God.
came out just to sing Beyonce Happy Birthday. Do you know how iconic you have to be?
She has accomplished.
Diana Ross was the mother to Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
So Michael Jackson is Beyonce's biggest idol. So for like, that's like Michael Jackson singing me Happy Birthday.
right.
In a way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That
It's
Yes.
just like,
crazy. Just to sing her happy birthday.
just to sing her Happy Birthday.
Oh. I think and Tracy Ellis Ross was in the audience.
Mm-hmm. She helped pull off that surprise.
Really?
And then Tia Mowry was in the audience too, because on
Oh,
1+1, she did that. Yeah. The
Yeah.
boy makes me say whatever that
From their girl group.
their girl
Yes.
group. She was just I feel like she was just flowing in the moment. That just shows like all that rehearsal. She could just see someone and be like, let me sing a little tribute to you in my song that I'm just singing and ripping right now.
Improvise.
Improvising. Yes, thank
because
you.
I have it. Because I have the confidence that
It's
I can jump back into
ingrained.
it.
She knows the tune. She knows what
She
key
knows
she's in.
Absolutely.
And she knows the song. And they're the same age. And they're
Yeah.
peers. And like they were growing up in the industry together.
Yep.
She probably loved that girl group. She
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
still listens to that. Like, can you imagine like Beyonce listening to your song?
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
And
Yeah.
you're not even a girl.
It'll
you're not
happen.
even a singer anymore.
Yeah.
Like Tia and Tamara aren't singers.
I don't even know them as singers. I
No.
knew of their girl group because of that. I'm sorry.
Me
But
Yeah,
too.
I didn't know they
I
were.
was like, what?
But
Yeah.
you know everybody who's Beyonce's age also
they know.
like
Oh yeah.
because there's like random pop up one hit wonders that we know just because
Yeah.
we were there.
Yeah.
Like just because we were there when it came out, and it's like, oh, like I guess they're never gonna sing
Beyonce
again.
is
but
so
Yeah.
graceful.
She
Like
is.
she did not have to do that.
No,
but she did.
Beyonce's doing a tribute to you
And
on
her
her
show.
birthday.
On her birthday.
birthday.
That's why Diana Ross came out.
Okay, I have to ask about the baby, Blue.
Oh, I was like, the baby. I don't got nothing to say about him.
Oh, the baby.
No.
No.
I was like-
we
No,
don't talk about that.
we don't talk.
man.
No, I was
no.
like, girl, who?
The little baby Blue.
Yes, the baby.
The baby.
the baby.
The
She's
baby.
so small in
She-
Homecoming, and to see her like 11 now
She's
doing the dance.
dancing, and she's gotten better. She got better and better every single
What
single
I
time.
love is that still looks like a child.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to be like Gen X and be like, put some clothes on that baby, but
Yeah.
Black women are sexualized a lot. I
Yes.
saw this one AI photo of like Mickey and Minnie Mouse, and they put a BBL on the baby.
I was like, what is this? Because the baby boy looked
What?
completely normal. It was
What?
weird.
and the Minnie Mouse baby was brown skinned Minnie Mouse with the BBL.
yeah.
So
It
what
was
type
just-
of message is that sending?
It just
and why is
wasn't.
AI doing that?
I don't.
Hate it.
Right.
So Beyonce's 11-year-old Black girl daughter
Mm-hmm.
is not in a BBL. She's not half naked,
Mhm.
and she's still being great.
Yeah, she's
So-
fierce.
oh my gosh.
So I hate to be like, what is it like, put some
Yeah.
clothes on. But I actually really do like that. I really
Yes.
do like that.
She had very cute outfits.
She had very cute outfits, and they
Very
were
cute outfits.
appropriate.
And yeah,
Yes.
she was a child.
She is a child.
performing in
She's
front
11.
of 70,000 people.
Like,
Every
Who
night.
in here has done 70,000 people every night? I haven't.
Right.
That's a dream.
Yeah.
They were paying to see Blue. They
Yes.
really were paying to see Beyonce, but after we figured out Blue was doing it, we were paying to see Blue.
And she,
because
like,
the crowd went wild every time she came out. They
every
knew it was
time.
happening, but
she's also like
Because-
the power of rehearsal
yeah.
because she got better every single time.
Just
Yeah.
like her mom.
And but even the first time it happened, and people were like, "Oh, like she's not really doing anything." I'm like, she's got it together. She's maybe not be doing it full out, but like she is tight.
When
like
she's
she
nervous,
is getting
yeah.
it. She's hitting every single one of the moves.
Oh, yeah.
She's hitting it. You can tell that she's been dancing since she was a literal infant.
yeah, she
Mhm.
does dance.
Yeah.
I think it was just, again, I was just thinking about like when I was 16 and Blue Ivy was born, and I was on Tumblr and Beyonce made the announcement. Like, I do remember that I
Yes.
was at my aunt's dining room table on my laptop on Tumblr, like, oh my God, Beyonce had a baby.
A baby.
A baby. I remember when she did the mic drop after singing Love on
Yep.
Top at the
Oh,
Billboard
me
Awards.
too.
Me too.
In September, I tweeted, I'm crying, Beyonce's pregnant.
I literally
This
remember
just
seeing
in.
that tweet.
Yeah.
I
I
remember,
remember
seeing that
Me and
tweet.
Ashton, my best friend, we were going crazy. So to
Ugh.
see our baby, our niece,
That's
Yes.
right.
grow up before our eyes and then see her on stage, I just was like,
There she is.
I literally was saying, yes, niece, like with no jokes. It was
No.
not a joke.
No.
It's like funny, but
That's
not funny, haha, funny. I'm being very
yes.
for real.
That is
Fucking
I
serious.
I was there. I've seen her grow as well. Yes.
I feel like that's a
we
lot
saw
of
everybody, sorry, to
No, no.
criticize her hair and all of
Yes.
this. And for her to come out on My Power,
yes.
this,
No.
that bloodline.
Here she comes.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, it opens up, and they did criticize her. I remember that.
She
because
couldn't even walk.
why are you talking about a baby's hair?
How do you
A
think
baby.
black people hair is supposed to grow out of this
This
head?
is a child.
What else?
What do you want
how's
her to
supposed
have? A
look?
weave?
You want her to have 2C hair with her daddy and her mama being completely
Black?
Beyonce said, "My daddy Alabama,
Yes,
mama Louisiana." Ain't nobody from Europe over here,
It's
girl.
a Negro with a Creole.
Come on,
Okay.
get a Texas
Bama.
Bama.
Oh my God! That when that came on last night on
And she
Homecoming,
said, "I love my baby hair with."
nappy.
She said, "My baby air." I think that's what she meant. My baby air, like HEIR,
Yeah.
or she could say my baby hair. Either way, because
Yeah.
Beyonce is a queen, or Blue Ivy's a queen. My baby hair with baby hairs and afros.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Beyonce knows that y'all talk about her baby,
Yes, she sees it all.
her child,
This is her child.
her first heartbeat.
Yeah.
Well, she did have a miscarriage before, but you know.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, but
Mhm.
like you
Come
can't.
on, like
I'm so protective of little black girls.
Me
so
too.
don't.
Me too.
don't try
It's the fact
it.
that I didn't even wear braids growing up because I didn't want people to say anything
Me
about
too.
me wearing braids.
Yeah,
I just
do.
permed my
thought-
hair so I wouldn't.
Because I saw how they treated people that had braids. They asked, "Is that your real hair? Is it
Braids
fake?
like
Is it gonna
so
come
obviously
out?"
Black. Let's perm it.
When
It's so
Whenever somebody's braids would fall out, like all the white girls would just
They'd be like,
cackle,
"Look
cackle,
at the
cackle.
That is so
Look,
embarrassing.
should I put it in my hair? Like, oh my
Yes.
God, your hair's falling out.
No.
Are you
Just
kidding me? I
humiliating.
have so much trauma related to my hair because of those
Mhm.
fucking girls.
And
too.
that is why white people, you shouldn't be getting braids. Like I'm sorry that now you think they look cool, but
Yeah.
quit.
And also,
They don't
this
look
is
good
that-
on you.
Also, that's why
They don't.
white people don't say anything about my hair unless it's I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say one thing about my hair
And
unless
then
it's I
And
don't.
then
love
don't
it.
touch it either.
Don't touch it. Don't ask me
Keep
about
your
it.
hands to
Don't ask me
yourself.
in-depth questions about it
Don't
unless
ask
you
me
know
if you
me
can get the
personally.
style,
No.
because you can't.
Mm-mm.
As if
Do
you
you
are,
think that'll work in my hair?
unless you're a
No.
personal friend, do not ask me about the intricacies of what's growing out of my head.
Google
Yes.
it.
Google
Yes.
it. Because I'm not a walking encyclopedia.
Right.
I'm not
I don't
going to
know.
ask you about your belly button.
Mm.
Like, why would I?
Right.
Yeah. How
Ugh.
else is
So
an afro gonna grow out of that young baby's hair?
Yeah.
And
And it was actually
her
cute.
grandma is a hairstylist, so they know what they're doing.
Right.
yeah, and
Thank you.
like, so what if it's an afro? Like,
It's cute.
It's cute.
She had a cute little baby face.
I
She's
want my baby to
precious.
have baby hairs and afros. Okay?
Me too.
I do.
Mhm.
I do.
Mhm.
And it's gonna be cute and chocolate and black, and I don't care.
Yes.
I love it.
Oh,
I
little
love being
baby
black.
Amber.
I love Beyonce accepting her blackness
mm-hmm.
I love
and
that.
not because I feel like she was definitely trying to be mainstream and
Mhm.
cater to a certain audience, even with like single ladies.
Mhm.
But now with the self-titled and Lemonade was so black.
Yeah.
So black. She's never gone back after
No,
She got
she said,
people
"I
so
have the
mad.
power.
that. Mhm.
You guys
So
will
I-
watch."
So mad with Formation. Like, people were like,
People were pissed.
oh, she hates white people.
Yeah.
She doesn't, but she just loves
doesn't?
black people.
Yeah.
So
she never said that. I
You don't-
remember Formation came out 2016.
2016.
Okay, yeah, because it was my senior year. And
February. It
all
was
the-
February.
Yeah, all the black girls.
It was literally February 1st. She dropped a video right before the Super Bowl. The day
Oh,
before the
right.
Super Bowl.
Like,
People were
right.
And then she
so
announced the Formation tour that
mad.
night, like right after the performance, and the Formation album had not even come. The what's it called?
Lemonade.
Lemonade album had not even come out.
Right.
And-
right.
So we didn't even know
Yeah.
that Jay-Z had cheated on her until April, and then the tour was like the week after the album came out.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
Jay-Z.
continue to go though.
Jay-Z.
It was your senior year though.
Yes, it was my senior year, and the black girls at our like college acceptance party, we had a
Mhm.
roller skating party. We all got like Formation started playing,
Oh,
and everybody
yeah.
cleared out. We were just on the roller ring going like, "Okay, ladies, now let's get
It
to
was
Formation."
just too black for them.
Also,
It was.
like,
All the
the
white
fact
people
that
were
it was-
sitting like eating their pizza with their heads, just looking at us like,
Mm.
Also, the fact that it happened the same year that Trump got elected. Like, it was like,
Oh.
well, the thing is that we need this album.
yeah.
The thing is that
People were
the people,
mad.
need this album.
Yeah,
This is
Beyonce
what-
knew what she was doing.
This is the rage
Yeah,
that we need.
and you said that she knew what she was doing.
Absolutely.
She had to be a little political because even after she was on campaign with Hillary Clinton that
Mhm.
fall.
Right.
You remember?
Right, right.
I was
yeah.
like, ooh, how desperate are we? But I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, speak.
She was like, let me get the rappers and the.
Yeah.
She was pulling everything.
She
but hey,
was.
I was with her.
Was still
everything,
against him.
everything
Yeah, of course.
except talking to anybody in the middle of the country.
Right.
But
Hey. Hey.
anyway.
It's in the past now, kind of.
Girl, 7 years later.
Well, do you have any last words?
Literally,
you
I
wanna
feel like
say?
I could keep talking forever.
I know.
Thank you guys for having me.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
Oh yeah.
Follow me on Instagram, Amber 3_ Olivia.
Yes.
I'm also Amber Olivia on Spotify and Amber Olivia 1 on TikTok.
Everybody go follow her
Please,
and listen to her.
Please, okay, we need you back on just to talk about your music.
Yes.
I would love that.
Because
That's
I love your music.
Me
Like
too.
Thank you.
it's
We do
on
need-
all my playlists. I've listened to them so
And
many times.
you're not lying because I follow your playlist too. And actually, at Brett's birthday party last Sunday,
Uh-huh.
one of my songs played because I was playing your playlist and everybody was like, keep it on, keep it on. I was like, no.
Oh,
I got so embarrassed, but I was like, oh, Amanda,
Ugh.
she's a real one.
No,
Yeah.
I do.
So-
I'm genuinely a fan.
Thank
So
you.
I want to talk to you about your music,
I would
and
love
we'll have a
that.
part
Right.
two.
I feel like that was definitely our intention, but Beyonce, there's too much to say.
There's
Listen,
too much to say.
I'm not upset to talk about Beyonce.
It's
You
just
know,
part two.
I was
Yeah.
like, I'm so excited to
You're
put on my shirt.
you're an
I am.
encyclopedia.
Yes, I am so glad that the Beyonce episode is with you
Thank you
because
guys.
I don't think I would trust anybody else's like timeline.
encyclopedia.
like you
I was
have
like,
the facts.
Formation was 2016, February 1st.
That's right.
Let's no.
Not 2017.
Get it right.
Yeah, that's right.
No, but please follow
She's a
Amber and check
fangirl.
out her songs. Obviously, you've heard her every single week if you listen to this podcast. because
Yes.
that is her voice on the tracks.
And my husband, White Noise, on the production.
On the
Yes.
production,
Shout
shout
out to my
out.
hubby.
Shout out.
We need to have. We have to convince.
He's
him to
gonna be
come
like,
on.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should do.
We need to get him on too.
We should
Girl.
do. Yeah, because we have 4 mics, don't we?
We do have 4 mics.
We have 4 mics.
if he could say
Um,
something, pray for him. I don't know. But I'm gonna come back.
Yes.
Yes.
Y'all gonna have to kick me
We're
out.
gonna
We'll
have
have
Amber back.
several more episodes with you. I
Well,
feel
several.
like that.
We will. But
Yes.
thank you so much for being on.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for
coming.
singing. Thank you for sharing.
Listen.
And as always, just follow us on everywhere, fangirl.central and patreon.com/fangirlcentral for extra bonus content.
That's right.
And
As always, keep it chaotic. And then here it comes. Ooh.